General Body Meeting of Children's Festival Organisation 2017. Lots of familiar faces here, lots of new faces, which is a great sign, but welcome one and all. I request our President to do the welcome country and declare the meeting open.
Welcome you all to our AGM today. I declare the annual general meeting open.
About how many cycles Tia's managed to give away, to redo and give away in the last year. And it was 300, and let me see if I remember, 350, 320.
Good afternoon. My name is Tia and I'm 11 years old. I'm here to talk to you about my charity that I started almost 2 years ago, called Tell Tia for Charity. I saw unwanted bikes near the bins at the caravan park. I knew I wanted to help other kids that didn't have a bike, so I clean the bikes up, repair them and pass them on to kids in need so they can have fun and freedom on their bike just as I do. I have donated around 320 bikes to kids in Australia and overseas. It takes a lot of work, but it's important to me to follow my dreams and show other kids if they have an idea, they can make it happen too. Don't give up, and because you can make a difference. I also do lots of other community projects that make people smile. It may be something simple or a bigger campaign, but it all has an impact on others. I love helping because I know the reaction is one of happiness, and in my heart, I know helping is the right thing to do. Kids show the world that we too can be ambassadors for different organisations, showing how we can go with our hope, honesty and extending our hands of friendship. Some people have doubted me because I'm young, but I know age doesn't matter if you have the motivation, encouragement and a big smile. I hope to inspire other children, break down barriers and change people's thoughts because kids can follow their dreams. They have a voice and they can inspire others. To help people, it doesn't take much to make a start and continue on your path. I have lots of goals to achieve for my charity and I will strive to complete them. I have spoken at lots of events representing children. This makes me feel proud and a journey I want to stay on. Always be true to yourself, have lots of fun and listen to others because we can learn so much. Thank you for listening to me today. I hope you enjoyed my speech. Does anyone have any questions?
I was wondering who the mechanic was in the family.
Well, that's Dad's job.
How did you get this idea about helping kids with bikes?
Well, I knew kids were going without one when I saw a few bikes at the rubbish bins down at my caravan, and an idea just popped in my head and I just thought of it straight away and I went to go tell Mum straight away. I want to send my bikes over all around the world.
Ladies and gentlemen, Tia Brennan. And I request Vivi and Gurmit to please give Tia something special from us.
Program. I would like to start by acknowledging the traditional owners of this land and pay my respect to the elders past and present. I would also like to acknowledge the attendance of our two advisors, Dr. Stefan Bekisharayan Ayal. It is with much pleasure that I present the President's report for the year ended 31st of May 2017 at our annual general meeting here today. This can also be seen in the end of year financial report in 2018, because the end date of our financial year is 31st of May 2017. I would also like to take this opportunity to thank Gurmit, Tulpam and Tanmai for their tremendous effort in preparing the end of year financial report. We need to keep strengthening our marketing and fundraising efforts, improving the quality and content of our children festivals in order to further satisfy the expectation of our wider community.
Thank you, Tut. Could we move that the report is accepted? Thank you. And seconded? Fantastic. Thank you so much, Tut.
Thank you, Brian. Thank you for your introduction. Ladies and gentlemen, it's good to see many of you here today. Thank you for coming along, particularly special guests today, Mr. Kwan Lu, Ivo, Dr. Tang Han, the President of the Vietnamese community in Australia, New South Wales, Jeddah, Dr. Stefan Kirkiasharian, my former boss. I've been my boss for a very long time, from the Ethnic Affairs Commission to the Community Relations Commission to the Multicultural New South Wales. Mr. Colin Platt, OIM. Good afternoon, everyone. The Children's Festival 2016 in Bankstown was held on the 29th of October 2016 at Pokit Park. It was the 18th annual Children's Festival held in Bankstown. But this one very special. It was very special because that was for the very first time. It was called the Canterbury Bankstown Children's Festival, following the amalgamation of the two councils earlier in May last year.
Could I request Mark to please do us the report for the Sydney Children's Festival?
Thank you, Brian. I was going to read the report, but I might be a little bit more extemporaneous. Just backtrack a little bit. In 1999, I first met Tuart through our mutual involvement in scouting. That year he was setting up this children's festivals, and he tapped me on the shoulder to get involved, so I have been involved since the beginning, off and on. In 2012, Tuart always had the vision to expand the festivals beyond Bankstown especially to Sydney City, and then through getting to the city to expand into the state and also around the nation. So he has a big vision which is still in progress. So in 2012, he approached the organisation involved with one of the organisations involved with the Universal Peace Federation because we have a Sydney central basis, to try and help set up the festival in the city of Sydney. So in April 2013 we had a showcase. So Dr. Stefan Kirkiasharian was a guest speaker there, thank you for that. And on that same occasion an advisory committee was set up, including Mr. Kwan Lu was there as well on that occasion, to set up the advisory committee. We had a very successful showcase, and of course subsequently in 2013, after many bits and pieces of things happening, we could finally have a festival in the city of Sydney. And then in that first year was actually at Belmore Park, which is across the road from Central Station. And then we couldn't use the venue again the following year, so we went into the First Fleet Park in Circular Quay, which has been the venue the last 3 years. So that's been a very successful venue in terms of its location, being very close to Circular Quay Station, very close to the rocks, a lot of passing traffic, and also a beautiful backdrop of the Opera House, etc. So this year, as mentioned, the festival's going to be on the 30th of, initially on the 9th of March, but and this is the first for the festival. In 18 years, the festival had to be postponed. So, incredible track record. For 18 years, there had been no postponement of the festival. Rain, hail was shine, the festival had gone ahead, but in that particular week, there was a lot of rain, and on the day itself, very, very wet, so the festival had to be postponed. Very unfortunately, also on for that particular festival this year, the governor was going to be attending, and because it was postponed, of course, he couldn't come on that day. It was rescheduled to the 30th of May. We couldn't have the governor, but the new Minister for Multiculturalism and Minister for Disability Services, the Honourable Ray Williams, was able to attend, and he officiated at that ceremony.
Mark is very ably assisted by a co-chair in Kana, so do you have anything to add to that, Kana? I'm sure you do.
Either, but it's always hard to follow up from Mark, and I let him have all the glory, so he's the better speaker of us too. But if you ever had a conversation with him, he's got a great story. So yeah, we just want to extend our appreciation to all the volunteers who actually helped us in turning this event around. Obviously, no one reads my risk management report that I put together for this, but it's okay. Somewhere in that risk management, we plan for changes and incremental weather. So do appreciate everyone trying to work with us, and it's been the most dramatic year, I guess, for us so far. So look forward to seeing you in 2018 with less changes.
Thanks, Kana.
Now this report, I haven't created this by myself. I have one right hand, one left hand to help me to do this. And I would like to say thank you for unparalleled help from 2FAM and Tanmay, who have really helped me to create this report. I'm a maths teacher, but I love calculus, never liked money part of it. And I ended up being a treasurer, so And this report was independently audited by Mr. Trung Chintang, and who is the accountant from Cabramatta, and I would like to say thank you to him too, from Children Festival, from everyone. And yeah, I would like to give a small gift to Tu and Tan, if you can please come here. Tu is here.
That is really about celebrating all the things we have in common, as well as the uniqueness of our individual cultures and backgrounds. Thank you for entrusting me to be Vice President. And I've been a very, very slack. I'm sorry. 2 car accidents and a grandson in the last 3 years. The grandson wasn't an accident. He was an accident. and I, look handing on to someone who's got the energy and commitment to carry it forward. Very much.
Thank you so much to bring us all together. It is absolutely fantastic that he has consented to be an advisor of the Children's Festival organization. And Dr. Stephan, could I request you to say a few words, please?
Thank you very much to Mr. Grant, my very good friend, Kwang Lu, colleague, Gus Kimbo, and ladies and gentlemen, of course, Warren Duncan, who's been with me on a long journey, almost 30 years. I feel honored that you've asked me to say a few words today, because this is really your day. But as I was sitting there and listening to all this, I realized that I was here as someone who has been in government in the past, so it has been. I'm now semi-retired, well, maybe 75. But that made me realize that we have to think of the future. And the future are the children. It's always the children are the future. And what is important nowadays, more than at any time in my memory, times are changing. It is important that we provide opportunities for children to get together in a positive environment where they appreciate each other, where they appreciate that the individual differences between them is not something that pushes them apart, but something that brings them together. Together, they contribute to society. Together, they make life better, not only for each other, but for the society they live in. We are going, in my view, you may not agree, I think society is changing and not necessarily for the better. And it's very important that organizations like yourselves, who believe in the future, who believe in the potential of the children, continue your work. It's encouraging to see all of you here today on a Sunday afternoon, leaving everything else behind, coming here so that you can put your weight and your commitment to this work. I hope that you expand your work. I hope that your message goes way beyond. You've done marvel. You've been marvelous, Mr. Grant. I've always admired his persistence, his commitment. You're one of those quiet people who will never give way, who will never retreat. So all power to you and to your colleagues. And thank you very much for allowing me to share this event with you and my thoughts with you.
I've known Tut almost from the day he got here. He rang me up looking for a scout movement because he'd come from Germany. And I said, "Where do you live?" He says, "I live in Kingsgrove Road." I've lived in Kingsgrove Road at stage for 20 years. It's an amazing world, and we've been working together some way or another ever since.